Hi, ladies. Welcome so much to our webinar on how to create a family-focused, streamlined, highly profitable business. And we've got a lot to talk about. I want to make this webinar super content-rich. I know that your time is so valuable, and I really appreciate you investing this time, this hour with me. So, again, I want to over-deliver. And I know that we've got a number of folks on the call. Let me actually see. Okay, great. And I know that a number of folks are going to be listening to the recording as well. So we're going to dive on in. I went ahead and minimized the chat function. But if you think of questions throughout, feel free to chat them. And then when I open up the chat function, I'll be able to see them. So feel free to utilize that chat function. I just have it minimized for a minute just so that you see all of my slides. But anyway, I know that a number of you know me. I saw some familiar names, and then I saw a whole bunch of names that I've never met. So people who have just probably heard about me for the first time. So just real super quick, you're probably wondering, who is this Claire character? So real quick, since I've been out of college, I first actually started as an accountant for a couple of years, but ever since then, 15 plus years, always been in training. It was more on the corporate side, corporate training and coaching, and actually when I moved down from Long Island down to North Carolina, got my master's degree here in training at North Carolina State University, NC State, and I also dipped my toe in the entrepreneurial pool, if you will. My very first experience as owning my own business was about 10 years ago, and I had been a sales director with Mary Kay. And for those of you who know, it's a great company. It's been around for a while, and it's wonderful. It just wasn't for me. What I loved about it was that I had this whole unit of women, and I loved my weekly training meetings. I loved encouraging, inspiring, and just simplifying for them how to grow a business. I loved that. That was not a money-earning activity, however, within that business model, hence me creating this business where that's what I get to do. That's what I get paid for. I love it. So my career experience, my corporate experience has always been in training and really simplifying information for folks. And then I coupled it with some life experiences. And what ended up being such a blessing, even as crazy it may sound for some folks, is right when my son was born, he was only about 3 months old, I was diagnosed with advanced breast cancer. And it was super advanced. It was huge. It had spread all through my lymphatic system. Wasn't given the best chances of survival. So in that year and a half, of a mastectomy and tons of chemotherapy and radiation and the whole 9 yards, it gave me such a unique life perspective. First of all, it gave me the gift of faith, which is by far the best gift I've ever received in my life. And it gave me a unique life perspective that, life is short. Oh my gosh, life is short. And it gave me this burning desire deep in my belly to grow into that wife, that mom, and the woman that I always wanted to be. I wanted to get back in the home. I had always been this, corporate girl working her way up the career ladder, and I'd always been blessed with wonderful jobs and managers and moving up the ladder, very quickly. And for me to say I wanted to get in the home sounded so archaic to my earlier version of myself, my earlier version of Claire. But that experience, truly, it wanted me to have that time to stop and smell the roses and to grow into that strong, Christian wife and mom and woman that I really crave to be. And from that experience, it made me realize, I'm not the only one who wants this picture, right? I'm not the only one who wants to be home or have that flexibility for whatever reason it might be. Now, for me, I didn't have the luxury of saying, okay, great, I have this burning desire to be in the home. Let me get back in the home and give up my corporate job, because my husband's a teacher, and I love that he's a teacher, and he's a high school teacher. However, in North Carolina, we are like the second to lowest paid teacher's salary. The salary is ridiculously low. They haven't, on top of that, they haven't received an increase in the last 6 years. So it would not allow us to stay home. It wouldn't allow me to stay home. And I was the breadwinner. So it wasn't like I was saying, okay, I want to get home. Yes, I need to have a business, but it's okay if my business just makes, $1,000, $2,000 a month. That wasn't my scenario, right? I was like, gosh, how do I do this, and how do I create a business where you're consistently making, $8, $10, $12,000 a month. And I know there's so many other women in the same boat. So what may seem to some be not a good experience of having cancer, it has made me who I am today, and it has created this business, this dream business, where I get to encourage and motivate women and moms all across the United States, right? And my differentiating factor really is I specifically help service-based women entrepreneurs. So folks like me, that are coaches or consultants or healers or mentors. And essentially my specialty is to help them authentically package and market their expertise. And I love just to breathe belief into the women, all the women that I come into contact with. So I hope that you feel that at the end of this webinar is that I believe that you all have that seed of desire, right, to have this successful business, however that means for you, right? We're all going to define success different. But I believe, especially because of my faith, that seed of desire was planted deep in your heart for a reason, and that you absolutely can do this. You can do this, girl. Absolutely. Yes, it's going to take, work and some discipline and some focus and some direction and a whole helping of grace and faith, but you can do it. You are no different than me, or I am no different than you. All right, so never give up on your dreams, right? Just figure out a way to make it happen. So what I do is my specialty, again, is to help these service-based women entrepreneurs get results in the quickest, easiest way. So I don't offer, information products or these long group coaching programs. In 12 weeks, I offer this fast-track mentoring where I want them to have their business truly transformed. So that's a little bit about me, but enough about me. Let's talk about you. Can you relate to this individual? Let's just call her stressed out Susie. And she, just like you, is very capable. I mean, you all are good at whatever your craft is, right? Maybe you're a sleep coach or you're a life coach or you're a web designer or you're a virtual assistant or you're a massage therapist, and you're really good at your craft. I mean, you know that you can help people. Yet, at the end of the month, see, she's got her little checkbook there. The money just isn't coming in consistently enough. She's not being able to constantly run her business from a place of joy. And a lot of times she's just completely stressed out. And she's like, is it going to get easier? Am I going to be able to figure this out? I mean, how do I just get more clients where it's just more with ease? How can I market with ease and authenticity? So if you're like her, you're not alone. And what I really want you to feel by the end of this webinar is that the results that you want, I mean, I know, again, many of you I don't know, but I'm pretty confident, especially if you're a service-based woman entrepreneur, that you want to know how to easily grow your list, right? When I say a list, that means new potential clients. You want to be able to just easily attract new ideal clients to grow your list, right? You want to make more sales consistently, which really comes down to you having what I call an offer that sells itself, where your clients, your potential clients are like, really? Gosh, Judy, you can help me get there? Great. Let's start working together. But so many of us don't have that, right, that offer that sells itself. But when you have that offer that sells itself, it's so much easier to make sales. Oh, my goodness. You'll also find that the results that you most likely want, which is core to my beliefs, is that I want to be able to figure out how to fit this all in to a very family-focused schedule. And for all of us, that's different. I mean, I especially work, most of my clients want to work, 20 to 30 hours a week. For me, it's that I'm working just while my son is at school, all right, from about 9 to 3:30. And that was my ideal schedule last year, I'm living. I mean, I was living that. This year, I'm not there yet, but the schedule that I'm growing into is to actually work from 10 to 2. So, but I don't want my business to suffer. I actually want it to continue to thrive, and it will, because I get really good at figuring out, okay, how do you help your clients get these phenomenal results, and how do you do it in a way that's super streamlined, right, where you're using your time wisely so you have all this time off to enjoy your life and enjoy your time with your family and And again, it's probably easier than you think, because I will never tell you, ladies, you know what, in order to get that, you just need to work more. You just need to work harder. It's not that. It's not that at all. So what we're going to cover today, these are the bullets that are on that page that you signed up for, is let's talk about ways to leverage your business model so you can actually work less hours. Also going to talk about how to find more ideal clients by actually doing less marketing. Yes, do less work and you can find more ideal clients, even as ironic as that may sound. And let's talk about simple ways to grow your list. And also let's talk about how to be more productive, right? Most of you probably do want more time off to enjoy whatever it is that you want to enjoy. So the thing is, sorry, I'm getting a little trigger happy and fast-forwarding through my slides too quickly, but what really aches my heart is that there are too many people like you. We have too many people, smart, passionate, dedicated businesswomen who are struggling, right? And there's no reason for it. If you've got that seed of desire to make your business work, you're good at your craft, I know the business aspect is tripping you up, but it just pains my heart. And many of these women, they've got the bits and pieces up and running, right? They've got their website, and they've already been helping some clients get results, but something's still missing. They're just not seeing that consistent, highly profitable months coming in each and every month, right? And many times they feel like their business is starting to take over, right? They're like, gosh, I left my job so that I have more time with my family, and I feel like I'm having less time with my family, right? And I feel like I'm thinking about my business all the time, and it's just getting draining. I love it. I love my business, but it's just getting draining, they're saying. And they're like, I'm feeling guilty when I'm with my family because I feel like I should be working, and then when I'm working, I feel guilty that I'm working because I feel like I should be with my family. And, they're having this fear of this job lingering out there, right? This job being like, oh my gosh, am I going to have to go back and get a job, right? Or do they have what I call those 2 a.m. sweats, where they're waking up in the middle of the night and sometimes it's hard to go back to sleep because they're like, gosh, how am I going to do this? Like, how am I going to pay the bills? So the thing is that it's not you. I mean, there's stuff that's getting in your way. And part of it is there is so much to growing a business, right? I know it can be very overwhelming. You're, like I said, probably great at your craft, but there's a whole business component, right? As far as, well, how do you package your offerings? How should you price them? How do you communicate them? What's your marketing message? What are your marketing strategies, right? Following up, keeping in touch. I know it can be overwhelming, and you couple that with the fact there's so much information out there, right? You can get a book. You can Google, how do I find more clients, right? There's so much information, but it's not about information. The information's at our disposal, but the information's actually tripping us up. Because maybe some of you have been relying on the free information, right? The free webinar is here or there. And what that does, when we don't actually make that investment in ourselves, when we're relying on this free information or very inexpensive information, it truly adds a couple of years to the process, a couple of years to the true implementation and results process, like that learning curve or the results curve. It really does. And I know so many folks are just relying on that because they're thinking, well, I don't have money. How am I going to invest in my business? Or maybe you have invested, right? Maybe you've invested in info products, CDs or online learning programs, or maybe you've invested more, like in a $10,000 program. But you saw, gosh, it was about information. It wasn't implementation. You're thinking, I still don't have the key parts of my business up and running. And it's just about getting into action. It's about doing the work. It's about implementing, right, with clear directions, step by step by step. And so many women, I don't know if you can relate, are getting tripped up by the technical aspects, right? There's a lot of technical pieces to running a business this day and age, right? There's pieces about your website and about like an email contact management system, and so they're tripped up there, or maybe they're just paralyzed by fear or confidence issues, or again, just feeling overwhelmed. So there's a lot that's been tripping us up. We just want to remove that and really get our business off life support. If you can relate, if you feel like your business is on life support, like it is struggling, Again, you're having those 2 a.m. sweats, especially if you're a service-based provider. How in the world can we help our clients have those transformations, whatever it is that you do? Maybe you're a health coach. How can we help them get those transformations when your business is on life support? It's a really difficult place to run your business. So let's get it off life support as soon as possible. And how do we do that? Like, how do we create this? This is what I'm all about. Is I love having a business that's super family focused, right? That I decide when I work, and when I work, I'm working. And when I'm not working, I'm not working. It's super streamlined. I love to streamline the heck out of my business. Like I said, if I'm only working from 9 to 3:30 or ultimately working from 10 to 2, yet helping so many clients, I've got to be really good, not only with my time, but with my systems and utilizing technology. But it's so much easier than you probably think. And then highly profitable, right? And for you to define for yourself, what does that mean, highly profitable? Is that $5,000 a month, $8,000 a month, $10,000 a month? So I love to help my clients identify and create what I call their sweet spot business model, right? So maybe your sweet spot is to work from 9 to 3, right? It's to work from 9 to 3, and you've streamlined your systems, and your highly profitable may be $8,000 a month consistently. And to build your business around that instead of the other way around. Like, I like to know that for my clients right from the get-go before we figure out how to help their clients. Because for me, if let's say, I work from 9 to 3:30, when I'm designing how I'm going to help my clients, I want to make sure that I'm not designing things or targeting a market that wants to work on nights or weekends, or that wants to go to these big live events, or that wants to meet in person. So I want to know, what is my sweet spot business model? And then I design my offerings around that. That is so key. That is so key. All right, so it all comes down to this, ladies. And I know it's a little small on your screen. I'm going to go through each bit. But this picture, this graphic, which I'm going to go through bit by bit by bit, it all comes down to this. Your financial profitability of your business, the success of your business, how streamlined or how much time you're using or not using in your business, all comes down to your sales and marketing funnel, all of it. And unfortunately, so many business women do not have their sales and marketing funnel up and running. And let me get my little drawing tools out here. All right, so at the top part of our funnel, we want to be adding lots and lots of new, hungry, ideal leads, right? We want to be filling the top of our funnel. And then ultimately, we want our leads to work their way down through the funnel. And when we do, we have a streamlined, highly profitable business. So actually, let's go through each bit of this to see where is your sales and marketing funnel may be clogged. Where is it clogged? Or maybe there's parts of your funnel that some of you that are listening to this call just don't have parts of your funnel even up and running. It's not even existent. So the sooner you can get a sales and marketing funnel, all three key pieces here, up and running, that's the magic. That's truly what we're after. So this first part here, how do you fill your funnel with a steady stream of new, hungry, ideal leads? It's ultimately that you're working your marketing plan. So are you working your marketing plan? So many people just don't even have a marketing plan, right? Maybe they're doing a little bit of everything. But I define it as working your marketing plan with your couple of rinse and repeat marketing strategies. So there are a couple of what I call rinse and repeat marketing strategies that I just do. I just keep repeating, and I'm able to meet, hundreds of new, ideal, hungry leads a month. So let's start there. Okay, let me get a normal, here we go. Sorry, I know it went blank for a second. All right, so let's talk about the very top part of your funnel. We want new, hungry leads. So how can you find hundreds of new leads? Hundreds. I love hundreds every single month. And it starts with a couple of things. It starts with knowing your ideal client. It starts with picking your core marketing strategies and creating a marketing plan and working the plan. That's what it's about. So if your top part of your funnel, if you're simply not meeting enough hungry leads each and every month, this part of your funnel is broken. And it starts with, again, knowing your ideal client. Who is it that you want to market to? And I know that many of you are thinking, well, gosh, I can, like, let's say when I was with Mary Kay, for example, I could have said, well, I'm marketing to anyone with skin because anyone with skin can use my product. Yeah, anyone with skin can use your product, but if you're marketing to anyone with skin, oh my gosh, that is a very tiring place to be because anyone with skin is hanging out everywhere, right? And their skincare needs of someone that's in college versus a retiree versus a busy working mom is very, very different, and how you would reach them and the marketing message, right? So when you can create an ideal client character, you're definitely not limiting who you'll sell to. You're just getting super clear about where to spend your limited marketing time, money, and energy. So you're actually going to be increasing your marketing effectiveness exponentially, truly. So I encourage my clients to actually create a character, like even get a person's picture in mind. It could be a real person, like a client that you love working with, or it could be a fictional person. But let's just say you're a health coach, right? So instead of like a lot of health coaches who might market to anyone with a life, right, who wants to feel better and lose weight, that's a very watered-down marketing message. And then again, anyone with a life is hanging out everywhere. But what if instead this health coach focused her marketing efforts on brides, focusing on brides who want to lose weight for their wedding? They're going to figure out where are bride-to-be's hanging out. Where are they hanging out, online or offline, right? Maybe they're hanging out at thenot.com, and maybe they're going to these bridal expos, right? And they're going to wedding planners, so having some relationships with wedding planners. And then this health coach can truly tailor her marketing message and packages directly to brides-to-be. So the marketing message wouldn't be watered down. The bride would be like, really? You can help me get there? Great. Let's start working together. And it's not that only brides would actually end up coming to this health coach, right? Because that bride who gets great results and her mom or her friend are like, gosh, tell me about Coach Judy. Tell me about this experience. You're gonna get additional clients. It's just so much easier when you're able to target your marketing message on a specific ideal client, okay? So I would love to introduce you. I think the next slide is, here's my ideal client character. Her name is Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda, and she is a health coach, and she's got 2 young kids. She lives in a different state than me, and she's already been working with some clients and getting good results, but she's ready to ramp it up. Right? She's been making about $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. She's ready to really take a look at her service, like her packages, and give them a update, right, and really make sure that these are packages that her clients are so hungry for. She's ready to create this authentic, compelling marketing message. She's ready to meet so many of her ideal clients and really get on out there. But she's ready to do this in a way where her business is running like a well-oiled machine, but she's able to do it in 20 to 30 hours a week. This is Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda. So when I am creating my marketing plan or fine-tuning my marketing plan, I don't say, okay, where do I find businesswomen all across the United States? I say, where are Ready to Ramp It Up Rhondas? Where are they? And where are they hanging out online and offline? Where's the best place? Where would she be open to starting a relationship with me? Where would she be open to my marketing message? It transforms your marketing and makes it so much easier. And then you figure out, okay, who's my ideal client? Where's she hanging out online and offline? And then you just pick your core marketing strategies. I generally have my clients pick about 3 core marketing strategies. Let me get my pen here, see if my pen will work. So, my pen's not working for some reason. That's okay. But the centerpiece here, that's your sweet spot marketing strategies. So I encourage folks, this is not a one-size-fits-all. Let's say even that I'm coaching 2 health coaches. Their marketing strategies, how they grow their business, could be very, very different. So I'm not going to tell you all on the call that you all need to be on Facebook and you all need to have a blog and you all need to be doing this, because it really depends, right? It depends on, if you look at the top left here, strategies that fit your personality. You may hear different schools of thought here, but I'm one that if it's going to give you an anxiety attack, the thought of going to a live networking event, I would say, you know what? Don't worry about it yet. It doesn't need to be part of your marketing strategy yet. Because, and of course, as you evolve as a businesswoman, you'll get more confident and comfortable with the different marketing strategies. But if I were to say, you know what, it doesn't matter that you're uncomfortable, go anyway, because that's where your ideal client is. And, personally, live networking is such a fabulous way to grow your business, as a side note. But if it's something that just feels so icky to you, do you really think you're going to do it and do it consistently? Don't you think you'll find every reason in the book not to do it? Don't you think you'll find every reason in the book to procrastinate? If it feels icky, it's not going to work. I could tell you that when I was a Mary Kay sales director, those folks who went before me who were super successful, I remember one of the huge strategies you would hear, I remember our national sales director sharing this. She would go in a supermarket. She would go to the store, and she would go up almost down, up and down every aisle and strike up conversations with people. She'd even give us the formula. You'd sort of give them a compliment, and then, a sincere compliment, and then just small talk, and then invite them for a free makeover. And as a good student, I was like, okay, let me give this a try, even though it seemed so not me. I tried it. And do you think it was enjoyable? No. Do you think I could have been nearly as effective as that national sales director? No. That was her personality. I'm a huge introvert, right? So when we have so many marketing strategies at our disposal, why not pick strategies that fit your personality? Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing are strategies that are going to effectively connect with your ideal client. So for me, where is Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda? This businesswoman, she most likely is on Facebook. So that would be great to be part of my marketing strategy. She most likely is at live networking events, right, trying to grow her business. That would be a great place for me to connect. And so ready to ramp it up Rhonda, there's going to be even places where that same individual would be open to hearing my message and places where she wouldn't. So that Ready to Ramp It Up Rhonda most likely will be very open to having a conversation at a live networking event with me, versus going back to the other example of in the supermarket when she's got her 2 kids in tow, she most likely would not be open for me just to strike up a conversation and give her my sales message, right? So where can you best connect with your ideal client? Where are they most expecting to hear that marketing message? And then lastly, you think about, okay, which of these strategies can I commit to doing consistently? Because marketing is all about consistency. So if creating a blog, creating some content on a website, and let's say that you're going to create a new article or a blog post every week, it's all about doing that consistently. It's not about doing it every day for a week and then taking 3 months off. That's so ineffective. It's actually worse than even starting it. So if the thought of creating, let's say in that example, a weekly blog post, writing about something, an article once a week, if you're like, the thought of doing that every single week, I'd rather stick a pin in my eye, then again, I'd encourage it not being one of your strategies initially. They've got to be strategies that you can commit to doing consistently. But when you can identify them, again, strategies that fit your personality, strategies that are effectively connecting with your ideal client, and strategies you can commit to doing consistently, just pick 3. And then do those consistently. Because what's been sabotaging you, I love this visual, this picture. I always wish, though, that it was a woman, like in a skirt and heels. But just get this visual. This has been sabotaging you, or this has been sabotaging the mass majority of women business owners, should I say, is that when you start a new marketing strategy, it's a lot of work, right? It's like pushing a boulder up a hill, and you don't see the results yet. So let's say that you're like, okay, I'm going to do a blog. I'm going to have this website, and I'm going to be blogging once a week. getting it up and running, it takes a lot of time, getting a website put together and figuring what am I going to talk about. And, so you spend all this time, but you know what? You've been blogging, let's say, every week for a month or two, and then you're like, you know what? It's not working. So you let that boulder roll back down the hill before you got to see the fruit of your labor, right? Before that boulder, before you pushed it up enough where it then went over the other side of the hill, right, where it's like, whee, it's coming on down fast, and it's building speed and momentum. And you're like, oh, my gosh, look at all this. Where are all these clients coming from? But we do this time and time again. I cannot tell you how many blog sites I see that are dormant, right? They haven't posted anything in, like, months. Or social media profiles that are dormant. We just are getting so tired from going to one thing to the next thing because we hear from like a friend or another business owner, well, gosh, you should really be having a podcast, and you really should have a YouTube channel, and you really should be on Pinterest, and you really should be on Google+, and we're going all over the place. And we keep pushing the boulder up the hill, but we don't push it all the way up. We just let it slide back down. So all we did was exert all that effort and energy without the fruit of our labor, without that boulder going on the other side. So I really hope that you keep this visual in mind and resist that urge to let the boulder fall down. Just keep going. And I can tell you that there's going to be times, especially when you get a blog post up and running, or maybe you're starting to have a keep-in-touch strategy with your clients, right? You're sending out a monthly newsletter. And, yeah, initially you're going to be like, is anyone listening, right? Or you're posting on your Facebook page, is anyone out there, right? You got to push yourself through that and know that just by doing this consistently, it's going to pay off. So this is what a marketing plan could look like, all right? So I'll walk you through what this is. So this is what I encourage my clients to get together is they create a marketing plan, right, that's built around their ideal client. They figure out which 3 strategies make sense for them, and then they create a plan, and they work the plan. It's that simple. And they're like, oh, my gosh, they're like, you have just simplified marketing for me. Oh, my gosh, I just worked this plan, and it feels natural and authentic? Absolutely. So what do we have here? On the left-hand side, you see it says 3 core marketing strategies. So you see in the yellow, strategy 1, strategy 2, and strategy 3. So what are your 3 strategies? So for me, they're live networking. My second strategy is online social media, like online networking. And my third strategy is for me to increase my expert status by giving away content, right, by giving away information. So with each of those strategies, I'm a big believer in what's called the power of 3. Like we can focus on 3 things and do 3 things incredibly well. So you've got 3 strategies, and then you're going to take that down one step further. So for example, if live networking was one of your 3 strategies, if you were a client of mine, I'd say, great. Now which 3 groups? Approximately. I mean, the reason we say 3 is because if live networking was going to be one of your core strategies, being part of just one group, it's not going to give you enough traction. You're not going to be exposed to enough people. But I also would not want you to be part of, generally speaking, I mean, there could be exceptions, but I'm generally not going to want you to be part of like 8 groups. Because how can you truly, in 8 groups, really get to know those people, really build relationships with those people? Like, how can you do that? It's not going to be effective. It gets to be a point where you're just part of too many, and you're just not even seen as an active participant. And the most important column is the right-hand side, are those marketing action items, where I would ask my client, okay, you're part of live networking, you're part of these groups, but I'll say, well, so what? Like, what are you going to do consistently? And you're just really being, what's the word I'm looking for? You're just being intentional with, remembering what marketing is about. You're being intentional about meeting as many people as possible, about building genuine relationships, not about just giving your sales spiel. No, building relationships, right? That's what it's all about. And then pointing ideal clients into your funnel, which might be inviting them to like a free webinar or something like that. That's what marketing is about. So I give you just a couple of examples. If you're part of live networking, a marketing action item could be that you're just going to hold at least 2 one-on-ones a week. The way that I do that is I'll see, okay, which ones am I going to this week? Let me see who else has RSVP'd. Let me see who I haven't spoken with in a while. And let me just shoot them a quick message and see if I can, if we can chat right before the meeting or right after the meeting. And it's in those one-on-ones, it's within building a relationship with someone else that the magic truly happens. Or it could be as simple as, send a nice to meet you email to everyone that you met, everyone new that you met. That's building relationships. It's those simple things. And you know what? That's marketing. It's being intentional. So if the second one for me, for example, is online social media. So I would say, great, how am I going to do that? So for me, it would be through Facebook, right? I've got a podcast on iTunes, and I've got a YouTube channel. So I've got my online presence there. So then I would say, great, what are my marketing action items? What am I going to do consistently? Well, I'm going to post on my Facebook business page at least 3 times a day, right? And then when you've got these things down on paper, then you just do it. And I block out as much as possible on my calendar. So part of increasing my expert status is having a weekly blog post. So on my website, I'm going to have a weekly blog post every Thursday. So that would be something then I want to block out of my calendar. So every Monday afternoon, I've got blocked out that I'm writing my content for the week. So that's where you actually take your marketing plan a step further and you say, okay, these are the things I'm committed to doing. Let me get as much of this stuff blocked out on my calendar, like as recurring meetings, so that they just happen. If you could just get, as businesswomen, when we can just get this concept of having someone help you think through your marketing plan that feels natural and authentic, and you just work the plan, oh my gosh, it just makes or breaks your business. So you can so do it. Okay, I'm going to try to see if my pen works again. It may not, but I'm really hoping it does. No, it's not. That's okay. So we are in the middle here. So let's say that you're like, you know what, Claire, no, that's not the issue. The top part of my funnel is great. I am meeting a steady stream of new Hungry Ideal clients each and every month, right? And if it's not, then that's probably meaning, again, you don't have a marketing plan. But you may say, nope, that's not the issue. Well, when you're meeting all these new people and people are interested in what you have to offer, do you then have a keep in touch strategy? Right? Are you deepening the relationship with your list, with these people that you're meeting? I call it also your dating relationship, right? So let's just say some of you have never heard of me before. You just signed up for this webinar. I'm brand new to you, right? So you just entered my sales and marketing funnel because I was working my marketing plan, right? I'm offering a webinar, 2 free webinars a month. That's part of my marketing plan. And you are at the top part of my funnel. So I now say that, you know what, you just met me. This is sort of our first date. And then we're going to start dating. And for each of us, our dating relationship with our list will be different. It'll really depend on your list, right, your ideal client, and your personality and what you're selling and, what your product or service is. For me, my keep in touch strategy is more of your traditional online marketing, where every Thursday now you're going to see a friendly email from me. And it's not going to be about buy now, buy now, buy now. It's going to give you tips and resources and encouragement as you build your business. I'm adding value. But so many people don't have a consistent keep in touch strategy. And if you don't, picture a hole in the middle of the sales and marketing funnel. And those leads, you are working so hard on finding all these new leads, slip out of your sales and marketing funnel through that hole. So we want to get a consistent keep in touch strategy up and running. So there's lots of different ways to do it. First of all, you want your website to be a lead generator, right? Ways that people are being added to your list. And you can go take a look at my site, claireluffman.com. Actually, I may have it open. Bear with me for a second. If I do. Here we go. Here's my website. So when people come to my website, they actually see it right here in the header. I'm giving away a free gift, and they then are being added to my list, and we then start the dating relationship. I've actually got lots of ways people can opt in. I'm always giving away the free gift. There's always a free webinar that's upcoming. People are able to sign up there. People are able to have, this is a lead generating website. So that would be the key thing for your website, that it is a lead generating website. And then, You also then want to make sure that as part of your marketing plan that you have the ability that people are easily able to opt into your list. That's just part of your marketing strategy is people are able to opt into your list. So I use a system like the way that you all signed up was through Lead Pages. It's called Lead Pages. Actually, let me okay. Just want to see if there's any questions out there. But I use Lead Pages, and that's where you were able to sign up for this webinar, and you went right on the list. So again, we want to have lots of ways that people are then able to start with us, the dating relationship. And then the most important thing is to keep in touch. And for most of us, it would be an email system. Not all of us, but again, that's your dating relationship. You're building that know, like, and trust factor. So this keep in touch strategy is so critical. It's so critical to a healthy business. So that's the middle part of your funnel. Now, some of you may be thinking, nope, Claire, that's not the issue. I'm meeting tons of ideal clients. I'm dating them, but no one's buying. So it may be the bottom part. Maybe you're just not having that sales conversion that's converting leads into clients, which there could be a couple of things that are going on there. First of all, it may be that you don't have that, what I call that offer that sells itself. Maybe you're describing what you have to offer, and people are like, oh, that's interesting, but they never buy. This part of your funnel is broken. Absolutely, and I'd encourage you to look at your solution. Maybe you're just not packaging in a way where folks are super hungry for that. Or maybe it's in your description, the way you're describing it, or your pricing, or something. Something is broken in that part of the sales funnel. And it may be that the way you're describing it is coaching, or you're describing more about your process and not the results that people get. If I went to a lot of coaches' websites, they're describing coaching, right? We're going to talk every hour, and it's $75 per hour. People aren't buying that. That doesn't sound very enticing. People are buying the results. So it starts with you knowing what is your client's mountaintop, meaning right now, picture that your clients, people that you can help, are at the base of this mountain, and they are struggling. They're overwhelmed with whatever it is that you help them with, right? They're not happy with how things are right now, and they want things to be different. And you get really clear on how do they want things to be different. And you point to them the top of that mountaintop, and you say, you know what, I know you're experiencing these things right now, but it doesn't need to be like that. Imagine, let's point up there. Imagine that life could be like this. Again, with whatever it is that you help your clients with, imagine it could be like this. So many of us as service providers can't even articulate that to me. Like, what's that mountaintop? Where do your clients want to get to? And have you figured out how you can get them there in the quickest, easiest, most effective way? Right? If you broke your bones and you went to the doctor, you don't necessarily want the doctor to say, great, well, you can work with me for 6 months, or you can work with me a year. If they can get that bone fixed in 4 weeks, let's get them there in 4 weeks. What's the quickest, easiest, most effective way you can get your clients to the mountaintop? When you can master that, it just completely transforms your sales and marketing process. Another thing to be looking at is, again, be thinking about, especially as it gets into running a streamlined business, is how are you offering your services, and how can we start leveraging your time? So, again, you're getting your clients phenomenal results, but it's just a great use of your time. And generally, we generally start out working with one-on-one services or one-on-one coaching, which might make sense for some of you. But it may be that you're thinking, gosh, I'm just running out of time. In order for me to make more money, I just need to work more. Well, then let's look at a different approach. Let's look at how to leverage your time. Have you guys explored working with groups or workshops or retreats where you can work a group of folks through and get them phenomenal results with a really great use of your time? And then again, you may even want to continue to leverage your offerings, and there's a point as a business owner that you make a decision for yourself. And that's where sort of this gap here is. You can either build what I call an empire or a lifestyle business. There are folks out there that maybe you want to build an empire, and you want to be like the leader in your industry, and you want to be, global, and you want a whole team of people, right? You want like 10 to 12 people in your organization, and you are building an empire. Or you may be like me, who's like, you know what? Yeah, I want this highly, highly profitable business, but I want it built around my lifestyle, right? So you really just want to look at your offerings and, again, figure out what makes the most sense for you and the business that you're trying to create while getting your clients phenomenal results. We just want to look at, well, how can you leverage your time so that you could do both? It's not an either-or type of thing. And then you can really find ways to leverage your offerings by finding ways to automate as much as possible, streamline as much as possible, outsource as much as possible, because way too many of you are working way too hard for way too little money. Like, how can you keep up this pace for the little income that's coming in, right? Many of us, especially as service-based creative entrepreneurs, are in what I call this constant creation mode, right? You're always like creating a new product, a new program, and oh my gosh, that's so draining. And then you're just maybe sometimes not giving yourself enough time to market it, and you're thinking, oh, that didn't work, I didn't get anyone in that program. Or maybe you just don't have a large enough group to even market to. So many times as business women, we focus so much on like creating this perfect program, and we weren't working our marketing plan, and then we realized we just don't have anyone to market it to, right? So we really want to go ahead and stop that. Stop being in this constant creation mode. And again, if this part of your sales and marketing funnel is broken, meaning that you're meeting lots of ideal clients and you're keeping in touch, but again, no one's buying, I would want to look at your sales page. Do you have a really compelling sales page? Is it doing the selling for you? Or for many of us, depending especially on the price point, it's actually requiring picking up the phone. Not you calling people necessarily, but them actually applying to have a conversation with you and having what's called a sales conversation. That's what it takes so many times. And these are such a joy. You just get to connect with another person. But are you good at these? Are you even having them? And are you good at them? And is it just natural and just such a great experience for both you and that other individual? Because the more people you talk with, the more clients you're going to have. So you really want to have a super effective conversion mechanism. So whether it's a sales page or a sales conversation or a combination of both, many times this part of your sales and marketing funnel is broken. All right, so those are the three main parts of your sales and marketing funnel: creating your plan and working your plan, getting some type of dating relationship up and running, whether it's even just a monthly newsletter, and then, again, making sure that you are converting to sales, that you've got that offer that sells itself, and that you've got that conversion mechanism. Again, whether it's a sales page on your website or a conversation, and that you just perfected. But all of this, ladies, is so much easier than you think, especially when you can just have that step-by-step direction. All right, so what do I have here on the left-hand side? So once you've got your sales and marketing funnel, on the left-hand side here, I say I want you to streamline the heck out of your business. And on the right-hand side, I also want you to increase your wealth consciousness. So what do we mean by that? When I say streamline the heck out of your business, again, there's so much of it that you can just rinse and repeat. Like me, for example, right? I meet hundreds of new business women every single month by doing my rinse and repeat marketing strategies, one of them being a webinar, right? I'm meeting hundreds of new ideal clients each month. So you just want to figure out getting those, what I call those rinse and repeat strategies. And you also want to create what I call your success calendar. And I love this. I know what I'm going to do every single day of the week. And I have grouped like activities together and created my success calendar. So what do I mean by this? First of all, how do you streamline the heck out of your business? You can streamline it with technology. There's so much technology at our disposal. Now, I give you an example of what's called Time Trade. It's a phenomenal system. It's what my clients use when they're going to go schedule an appointment with me. They just go to coachwithclaire.com. They see when I'm available. It's completely automated. They schedule the coaching call. If I spent my time back and forth with scheduling these coaching calls, oh my gosh, that would be my whole schedule. All right, that would be like a full-time job. Or how you're managing your email. So many of you are spending so much time just managing your email, right? We want to get out of our email and work your business. And I have an example here for you. I use IQTell, IQTELL.com, so feel free to jot that down. It's a free system, and it is my everything. It keeps me so organized. I've got like 5 different email addresses. All of my email addresses go into IQtel. It's my central calendar. It's my central to-do list. It's my central tickler system. It's my central, follow-up system. It is phenomenal. And like I talked about on the earlier slide, really wanting to manage your time. That's how I can grow into a schedule where I'm just working from 10 to 2. I have learned to really manage my time well. And this is one of my favorite things to do with a client is create their success calendar, where we figure out when do they want to work, and we group like activities together. And they create and they learn to love their success calendar, because so many people are going from activity to activity, right? They run to a networking event, and then they go run an errand, and they go make a call, and then they go write a blog post. I mean, that took a lot of different sides of the brain, right? So, again, I know what I'm doing Monday. Monday's an office day. Tuesday and Thursday are my client days. My clients, that's the only days they have to schedule an appointment. Right? I know that Fridays will be my errand day. So if I'm going to get like my own personal stuff, my own massage or a haircut, that's going to be a Friday. And so really look to see how you're managing your time, because you could be using your time so much more wise. And again, I'm not saying work more. A lot of times just looking at it and putting on paper the perfect ideal week. I know that not every week's ideal, but really getting that pen to paper, it is mind-blowing and truly transformational. And then just getting the right support. I mean, I have the best virtual assistant ever. She is phenomenal. She crosses my T's and dots my I's. And if I did not have her, and she's able to do stuff in like the shortest amount of time. So if anyone's looking for a virtual assistant, feel free when I send out this webinar replay, feel free to just shoot me back a message and say, yes, I'm looking for a virtual assistant, and I will send you her information. But she is phenomenal. And then on the right-hand side, I have that it comes down to our wealth consciousness as well, right? And I could have a whole program on wealth consciousness, but especially as service-based providers, especially those of you who are deciding how much to charge for your services and your time and your expertise, ask yourself, what do you think about wealth and abundance? Do you think it's a negative thing? Do you think wealthy people are greedy? What are your thoughts about it? And I can tell you, this was a struggle of mine, especially as a strong Christian, trying to get really clear about, gosh, what does my faith say about it? And then all of my upbringing, which I never thought I had issues, but gosh, I know my mom she repeats all the time, that rich people are bad and negative and, greedy, and oh my gosh, there's so many people that don't have anything, and it's just not fair. And so I had to do a lot of work about it. But a lot of times as businesswomen, when we don't, so many people are charging way too little. Way too little, where they're truly going to burn themselves out to create the income that they want. And especially as women entrepreneurs, right? So, again, I'm not going to say to you if you're charging too little just to start charging more, because I don't think it's as simple as that. I would say, okay, let's see, how can you actually add a whole heck of a lot more value? How can you actually get your clients quicker results so that it makes sense for a higher investment? And that the investment's not so much of an issue for them because they want those results and they want them now. There are great books out there. If any of you are struggling with wealth consciousness, I have a book here that I recommend. It's called The Abundance Book by John Randolph Price. It's a super quick read. You can get it on Amazon, and it walks you through a 40-day process where every single day you sort of look at and dissect and meditate on a new wealth consciousness principle. But if there's anything with your wealth consciousness, it can truly sabotage your business success. So again, hopefully you can see the possibilities of getting a sales and marketing funnel up and running, a marketing plan that fits you, that feels natural and authentic, and just some basic keep-in-touch strategy, right? And just look at the way that you are describing your products and services, and that you've got a conversion mechanism, because it's pretty, I don't want to say simple, but But I find it is to get a sales and marketing funnel up and running, but 95% of women do not have a sales and marketing funnel up and running, and they wonder why their business is struggling. So hopefully you see that to get a sales and marketing funnel up and running, you could do it, right? Or maybe you're looking, gosh, it looks like you are at the base camp here, and it looks like Mount Everest, and you're like, Claire, I hear what you're saying, to get a sales and marketing funnel, but I don't even know what that means for me. Like, what should my marketing strategies be? Or Claire, why do you think people are just saying that my services sound interesting and aren't buying? Like, I see that part of my sales and marketing funnel is broken, but what would that look like? And I'm going to encourage you to sign up to talk for completely no obligation. Let's just hop on the phone. Go to talkwithclaire.com. Let's see where your sales and marketing funnel might be clogged or non-existent, right? Let's see where your process might be broken, where your sales and marketing funnel is broken. And let's talk about how to get a healthy sales and marketing funnel up and running. I would love to hop on the phone with you. There's nothing I like more, especially because here's just a quick slide here. I know that's got a lot on here, especially since I can't use my little pen function, which I love to do. But what I have here is, if you look on the bottom blue line, this is what most service-based providers do, is they don't get a sales and marketing funnel up and running. So it takes about 3 to 5 years where their business is just slowly getting stronger. Their profitability, you see how it's just slowly getting better, versus the other blue line. When you have a healthy, robust sales and marketing funnel and you get that up as soon as possible, that's when you have those consistent, highly profitable months, where your business is running like a well-oiled machine, and you're bringing in $8,000, $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 a month. You need that sales and marketing funnel. But what happens is most folks, we just try to do it ourselves, right? Or bit by bit, we're just getting information here and there, and it takes a while before we get that sales and marketing funnel up and running. And what does that mean? If you can relate to that bottom, where you've been in business for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and you realize, gosh, I don't have all this up and running, these additional years of unnecessary struggle, it really equates to just too much time away from your family, right? Too much wasted time, wasted money, increased doubt and stress, and chances of giving up on your business. Please, ladies, do not give up on this dream. Do not. It's decreased joy and happiness and health. When our business is struggling, do you think that impacts our health? Absolutely, right? And then you're simply not out there helping people who need your help. People need your service. So let's get your business off life support. So again, I know our time is up here, but I would love to continue this conversation. I would love to. Just go to talkwithclaire.com. I'm blocking out time in my calendar this week and next to chat with you all. I've got time that I've actually dedicated to have these conversations. Unfortunately, I can't have a conversation with everyone. I would love to, but these conversations are such a joy. Again, I love getting to meet you and find out more about your business, and let's dive in and let's see, where's your sales and marketing funnel broken, and how can you too have that healthy, robust sales and marketing funnel. Again, completely no obligation whatsoever. It's such a joy to be able to hop on the phone and chat. So again, go to talkwithclaire.com. And I am just, again, happy that you spent this hour with me. And again, those of you who are going to be listening to the recording, listening for that hour. So ladies, again, I just want to leave you with the fact that you and me are no different. There's no reason that you're struggling. It doesn't need to be like that. Again, the seed of desire has been planted deep in your heart for a reason, and you can do it, right? And you're great at your craft. So just get the key parts of your sales and marketing funnel up and running, and you can do this. You can have this family-focused, super streamlined, highly profitable business. So again, ladies, you just have a great, great day. I so appreciate your time with me today. And again, go to talkwithclaire.com. Let's hop on the phone. And then in the meantime, I am cheering you ladies on. So have a good one. I'm going to end the call here. Bye, ladies.